Reported ties to al-Qaeda, openly hosting a major conference here in the U.S. Chicago, Illinois, in fact. This is a promotional video for the event. Watch a little bit of this here. Yeah, the title is called The Fall of Capitalism and the Rise of Islam, and it continues for about another minute or so. Well, Frank Gaffney is the former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense and President for the Center for Security Policy, and he's in D.C. How are you, Frank? Good morning to you. What is the mission of this group?
The mission of this group is very simple. They wish to establish a caliphate, that is to say, a theocratic form of government that will rule the world, subjecting all of us, Muslim and non-Muslim alike, to what authoritative Islam calls Sharia, which is a pretty repressive, brutal program. It, by the way, is the justification for jihad, that you're supposed to, if you adhere to Sharia, if you subscribe to this program, you're supposed to engage in violent forms of jihad in order to bring about the caliphate, or if you can't get away with that, stealthy forms of jihad. And this group has been involved in both, I believe.
And they've been around since 1953, first started in Jerusalem of that year. What in the world are they doing in Chicago this weekend?
Well, interestingly enough, their program has a three-phase aspect to it. The first part is a sort of covert training and recruitment phase. The second phase is a more overt phase where they seek to establish themselves and exercise dominance over the Muslim community. And the third phase is presumably the pretty ugly phase that gets into the violence and so on, whereby they try to establish, through force if necessary, this caliphate. I think we're in phase two. They're here in Chicago, or we're here in Chicago, for the purposes of now beginning to become more overtly engaged in promoting their agenda. And interestingly enough, you see a bunch of Muslim Brotherhood Front organizations, another outfit that adheres to Sharia, another outfit that is trying to promote this same basic endgame of a caliphate, but is uncomfortable having guys who are sort of as radioactive as the Hezbollah Tahrir guys are, and they're complaining bitterly. But the truth of the matter is they share the agenda of forcing all of us, Muslims who don't want to live under Sharia any more than the rest of us do, and non-Muslims alike, to submit to their program. And that's what makes this kind of meeting quite dangerous, I think.
They're saying openly they don't engage in terrorism. In fact, the State Department doesn't even list them as a known terrorist group. If that's the case, why are they banned in Germany and why are they banned in Russia?
Yeah, they're banned in Germany and they're banned in Russia and a number of Arab countries because, of course, they are a terrorist group. They have been associated with terrorism.
So,
Khalid Sheikh Mohammed is one of their prominent alumni.
Are they raising money in Chicago? I'm just trying to cut through this. Are they just trying to recruit and get names of people who live here in the U.S.?
Yes. I think all of the above. I think they are now entering an overt phase where they are seeking to take advantage of the fact that our government, for whatever reason, isn't accurately recognizing the danger they represent, exploiting our freedom of speech, and interestingly enough, even as they're doing that, they're promoting an effort to suppress our exercise of our freedom of speech. And, for example, to make the kind of conversation you and I are having right now illegal because they claim it defames Islam. It doesn't defame Islam. It represents the truth about Sharia, and we had better be clear about it. If we're not, we're going to find ourselves, I'm afraid, inexorably succumbing to the pressure that Hezbollah Tahrir, the Brotherhood, and others are trying to impose on us to go with their program.
You say Khalid Sheikh Mohammed is an alum, for lack of a better word. Musab Zarqawi, who headed up al-Qaeda in Iraq. He, too, is an alum of this group. The lectures over the weekend included the following: Capitalism is doomed to fail, the global rise of Islam. Frank, in 20 seconds are left. What do they ultimately get from Sunday's meeting?
Unfortunately, I'm afraid they will probably get more of a footprint here in America, more of a base of support, and a sense that they can operate legitimately in public, which will advance their agenda of seeking to infiltrate Sharia into this country. Sharia-compliant finance, by the way, one aspect of it, a counterpoint to capitalism.
Frank Gaffney from Washington. Thank you, sir. We'll see you again.